Welcome back to my channel. My name's Rebecca, I'm 28 and I live in Newcastle and you are reporting for Beauty G. Okay, so here we are and I think this is one of my most requested videos. I wanted to do more of a bit of a before and after, that's why I'm coming on with just my brows on and I haven't carved out my brows or anything. So little disclaimer before I start the video. And it's something that I haven't mentioned on my channel and I've kept it a little bit private, but a lot of people that watch me will know because they're my friends. But I do work for BareMinerals. I work on a beauty counter. I am a beauty ambassador. So day to day I serve customers, help them out with what they need. Obviously through COVID, things are a little bit different on how we do things day to day, but you know, the aim of the job is still the same, and that is to help the customers the best we can, make people feel good about themselves, and you know, and be really knowledgeable about the products. So yeah, let's jump into it. So as you will know from me, I'm normally an eyes first kind of gal, but not today. So I thought I would show you how to use the BareMinerals Original Mineral Foundation. So I wear this in shade 13, which is golden beige. And I have my special brush here. I still have the plastic coating on it. Let's see if I can get that off a bit. Anyway, yeah. I do use this quite a lot, as you can see. I probably should have cleaned my brush a bit more. So it is, you know, as I say, swirl, tap and buff. I have ran out of my normal primer, so my face is just nicely moisturized. So what I'm going to do is take this. This is what it looks like in the lid. This is well loved. I use it quite a lot. And I will tap a little bit out on the lid. There we go. And what I'm going to do is swirl my specific brush in. So you literally swirl that round. And what it does is it heats up the minerals in the lid, which has like a special kind of wax in it. And then what you do is tap and make sure you keep all your minerals in, and then you buff. With most foundations, you should start in the center of your face and work the way out. With this, I'm going to start here and buff it inwards. So I'm just going to start on my chin and buff it up. So this is, as I've said before, probably the only, so you can see how well that's covered up my blemishes, probably the only foundation that I can say that you can use for both dry skin and for oily skin, because this is a sort of mineral to almost sort of a cream texture on the skin. I'm still going to avoid my under eyes like I normally would, like a cream texture on the skin. Therefore you can leave it as is, how I've done it, or you can set it as well. You can also top this on top of the BareMinerals Bare Pro foundation if you like the sort of super full coverage and then you want to set that with a glow, and that is a really nice look, and that is something that I do for work as well. So I'm just going to keep buffing that around the face. And the interesting thing about this foundation is I'm then going to go in with liquids on top. So this is why, because it kind of feels like very soft cream, like creamy on the face, but it's not like a foundation where it'll feel wet. It just feels really soft and silky on the face. So I'll go in with my cream products and they will blend into it beautifully. So I would say you do need to have the brush for this, absolutely. And it's one of the only foundations where I'd say you must have the brush that's recommended to go with it. There is reasons behind it with how it's shaped, to be able to warm it up in the lid and to be able to buff it into the skin as well. So there we are. So it's given me a really nice, just really healthy and glowy complexion, and it matches my skin actually really well. It's probably one of my better matching foundations. What I'm gonna now do is, oh, a bit of an eyelash stuck to that. So I'm gonna go in my correcting concealer. Again, that's a BareMinerals one, and I've talked about it before. So all I'm gonna do you can see how well loved this is I'm just going to tap slightly over some of my blemishy bits. And the reason why I have my correcting concealer in more or less my skin tone is because I only use it to blemish correct. So I'm just going to tap that in like that. And then I'm just going to do a quick bounce in with my beauty blender, and the two of them do blend in together really, really nicely. So the big myth about this foundation is that this is a powder. It is not a powder, it is minerals. It consists of 5 different ingredients, therefore there is nothing nasty on your skin either. And this is not sponsored, I'm not being paid to do this, but I didn't feel like I could do a video talking about the foundation without saying that I worked for them essentially, and also it means that I know a lot about what, you know, the brand itself. Yeah. And if I didn't like the foundation, I just wouldn't talk about it on my channel, you know, because I've not mentioned that I work for them, but it's been requested and I like the foundation. I love the foundation. It is I mainly wear Bare Pro for work. However, this is my day off favourite foundation on a day off for sure. I just love it, love it, love it. And then I've taken the BareMinerals Bare Skin Serum Concealer, and all I'm going to do with that is carve underneath my brows, as I always would, to just make sure they are shaped nicely. So I haven't gone in too pale with this because I just love the natural nature of this brand, that is all about natural looking complexion. And when I want them to look, you know, not be a cake face on my days off, which I generally don't unless I'm doing some crazy eye look, that's what I go for. And then I'm just going to blend that in. And it just blends really nicely. And then I'm going to use this under eye. On the chin, where I would normally be between the forehead. Now, do you really need this much concealer? Robert Welsh would say no, but I like this amount of concealer. And I'm going to pat that under eye. So I've talked about all of this actually, both concealers and the foundation in my favourites video. So this concealer definitely has a lot more of a natural sort of dewy finish. It is not matte, and because it's a serum concealer, it will have benefits to your under eye. So it adds a really nice bit of luminosity to it and just gives a really nice sort of youthful glow. My under eyes are dry and I do have dark circles, therefore I do prefer a glowier formula when it comes to my concealers in general. Of course, if I'm going for my full beat cake face, I do often opt for something a bit more matte or a bit more matte and a lot lighter. Okay, so that's it with the concealer on there. Because I am oily, I am going to set my under eye. I'm not going to set the rest of my face very much. So all I'm going to do is take my sponge and take my normal Coty Air Spun. I couldn't find my mineral veil. And I'm just going to tap that under eye and set that down like this. Set my chin, set my mushy, because I do get really oily here. I am filming at like 9 o'clock at night, so I'm not going out and about, but yeah. Just want to show you how we'd actually set it. And just literally gonna pat slightly over the face, and that's all I'm gonna do. Because I like being luminous, doesn't bother me, but we have got some nice coverage goodness going on. And in keeping with sort of BareMinerals theme that we've got going, is I'm going to show you how to use the loose mineral bronzer as well. Oh, I didn't close the stopper on this. So this is in the shade Warmth. So I'm just going to tap the smallest amount in the lid. So this will last you for 1,000 years if you have it. Where is my bronzer brush? Typical and unprepared. No. I'm just going to use this brush instead. So what I'm going to do is I just do the same swirl it all in the lid. I do that with like powders now that aren't even minerals. So yeah. And then tap. And then I'm going to really gently buff. Just roll my sleeves up. So I've used the smallest amount of this possible across the nose. You can tell I've had something really nice smelling on this, and then a little bit across the forehead. I'm going to tap a tad bit more out of that, because we all know I really like to be bronzed. This is both of these, the loose warmth bronzer and the mineral foundation, are very like cult products. You have like die-hard fans of this, of people that have been using this for years. And when I first started working for the brand, I didn't really understand the product until I was shown it, and I was like, hang on a second, BareMinerals, interesting. So yeah, and then I went off for my training in London, and a lot of the training was focused on this. And when we were doing makeovers on each other and practicing, this is the foundation that we used, and I really love it. So what I'm going to do next is take my favourite BareMinerals blusher, which is a Bounce and Blur in Blurred Buff. It's actually a cream. Look at this. This is such a shocking state, but I love it. It's actually a cream blusher. I really need to buy a backup of this, and it is very neutral. So I'm just going to bounce that into my face. And it just honestly creates just the nicest look. I wasn't that bothered about blusher until I started using this, and then it's really gotten me on a bit of a blusher kick. And often I'll use something else, and I do love my Luna Beauty palette, but there's just something about this that is just the colour, the neutral, just really love it, and it ties in so well. Okay, moving on next. I am going to show you another way that I use my warmth bronzer. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just the most disorganized person on earth. I really am. I'm literally just looking for a black eyeliner. Okay, so I don't really care to admit how embarrassingly long that took me to find. So I'm just going to take my black eyeliner and I'm just using one of my BareMinerals palettes as just going to pat creases out on my lid a bit. So with no massive amount of precision, I'm just going to do my water lines. I really should probably throw this eyeliner away. I've literally had it for years. I got it from an outlet. It's French Connection. I don't even know if they do makeup anymore, but I really actually love it because it's really easy to smudge. So no particular precision with this at all. Doesn't really matter if it goes everywhere. And then what I'm going to do is literally run that super messy along the lid. Doesn't matter if it's hugely close to the lash line, to be honest. I did have a BareMinerals one, but I used it all up because I used it so much. Because I just really loved it. And then what I'm going to do is take a really small little brush and I'm just going to smudge this out a bit. So it's almost going to look that tad bit grungy nearly, but I promise that this is all going to come together and that I have a rhyme and reason for this. Okay, so literally just done a little bit of black and smudge that around. And then I'm going to tap out a little bit of warmth again, just into the lid. And I am going to take a really fluffy brush and just give this a swivel around the lid. And it's literally picked it all up in this brush. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to whack it on like this and blend as I go. So this is going to be the quickest sort of and quite lazy smoky eye that you've ever seen. Well, certainly coming from me. So that's that eye for now. And then just doing the same thing again. Pat, 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 pat. And then blend. Oh, probably put slightly more on this brush than the other side, but that's okay. And blend, blend, blend. Blend, blend, blend. And because warmth has a little bit of luminosity to it, it's actually really flattering on really creasy eyes or super hooded eyes to use something that is slightly satin, because matte can really show up lines and creases. So a formula that is slightly more satin will be a lot more flattering on eyelids like mine that are quite creasy. And then this is just my BareMinerals Bouquet Floral Utopia eyeshadow palette. I love the packaging on it. That's what this looks like inside. And I'm going to take the matte cream here and I'm just going to blend around the outside. To be honest, I'm using the eyeshadow palette because it's in front of me, but you can do this and just keep blending out the warmth and not need to blend out, not need to use the cream. But yeah, so just doing that. I'm taking the little tiny brush that I used before to blend out the black, and I'm just going to run the warmth under the eye. And then I'm going to grab my black liner again and do the same thing. Bit of willy-nilly lining. And just grab my tiny little teensy wincy brush again, and I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit, diffuse any harsh lines. Harsh lines are not welcome here. And there's the quickest smoky eye ever. And what I'm going to do is just grab my Lashtopia, which is, it is a BareMinerals mascara. I just want to add that most of these products I paid for myself. Some of it was gifted from training, but most of it I paid for myself. So yeah. I'm just going to pop a bit of mascara on. I'm not that picky about mascaras, but I do have quite sensitive eyes, and this does work super well for me. So no complaints here. And it does give me the sort of length and separation that I like. If I was going to work, I would faff on for absolutely ages doing my lashes, especially as all you can see is my eyes at the moment. And then I'm going to take my little BareMinerals highlighter in Free. I have a mini. I bought a Christmas set with the Pressed of the Warmth bronzer. And it also came with a little mini setting spray that I have since used up. And they're just so cute. But the little warmth bronzer's actually in my handbag because I use it. So yeah. And then I'm just going to grab, it's just a normal champagne colour. Just going to grab that on my brush. I'm going to pop that on my high point there. It is a really nice blinding highlight. You can really build it up to be super blinding, or you can have it slightly more subtle. It is completely as you wish. But I think you literally can't go wrong with this, so yeah. And then onto my Cupid's bow. There we have it. And then, just to sort of finish off my face a bit before I pop a lip on, is I'm going to take my Rose Radiance. This is it here. And it is a loose mineral again. And that's what it looks like there. And what I'm going to do is grab a really fluffy brush. I'm just going to take this one. Did I use that to? No, I didn't use that to bronze with. I was about to say I do not want to use the same. Just giving my face a little spritz. So this is a very luminous product. And I'm literally just going to swish my brush around in it. And I'm gonna buff my face. And it just gives me a little bit of an extra glow. Say a little bit, really extra glow. I love to be glowy. And I'm just going to grab this, take my big fluffy brush, grab a bit of the Rose Radiance again, and I'm going to pop that up into my brow bone, just blend. And then I'm going to take a BareMinerals lip liner in On Point. It's my favourite nude lip liner. It does need a sharpen. I don't know where my sharpener is. I really need to buy one. So I'm just going to give my lips a quick line. I'm actually going to fill my lips in almost entirely with this. I'll have freckles on my lips. There we go. And then I did bring a lipstick through out of my handbag. Itchy nose. It's going to take my Honey Bun, which is a radiant sort of lipstick. And it is almost like a solid lip gloss. Really, I love it so much. Okay. But much more pigmented than a gloss. Pop that on. I could have 10 backups of these and it wouldn't be enough. And then I have a lovely neutral lip going on. So there you have it. This is more or less how I go to work, or should go to work. Really quick and easy look. We are about to hit 30 minutes, so not long at all. And obviously I've been talking through it. I can probably get this down to pat in about 20 minutes if I was in a rush. But let me come a little bit closer to the camera. I know it's a very natural look for me, but I love it. It's good for my skin. It doesn't harass my skin. My skin isn't great. So I found that this has been a great alternative to when I want to look really put together and just head out for like lunch or go shopping and just look really fresh, have anything that I'm not feeling great about to be covered as well. I will link all the products down below as well for you. If you have any questions about any BareMinerals products, do let me know down below. If you want to see me do any other videos on BareMinerals, holler at your girl and I'll do my best. Don't forget to go follow me over on Instagram. I'll leave my name up as I usually do. I want to give a big thank you. I have hit 300 subscribers on YouTube and 1400 on my Instagram. It honestly absolutely blows my mind. There is a hair hanging down. Where are you? I'll just wash my hair anyway. Absolutely blows my mind. Thank you so much for your continued support. I still have a giveaway running, so do go check that video out. I'll also leave that linked down below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring that bell so you're notified of when I next upload, and I'll see you next time. Bye.